22-year-old, I went to Bangladesh to participate in a project of the Athena Institute. There I conducted action research for the first time, together with local farmers and other stakeholders in small-scale agriculture. That's when I first experienced the complexity of societal problems. There's so many different parties involved with different perspectives. Therefore, successful multi-stakeholder processes require various competencies from all stakeholders involved. I started analyzing the competencies needed for this type of research. I became involved in multi-stakeholder projects in the Netherlands as well. Remarkably, here we face the same kind of challenges. But it was also seen that these projects can generate different outcomes. For example, when burn survivors were involved in setting the research agenda for the Dutch Burn Foundation, the agenda changed from an agenda which had main focus on tissue repair to a research agenda which also included itching, which was experienced by burn survivors as a major constraint. Till that time, very little research was conducted on itching. This experience got me thinking. Future researchers and professionals should be much better prepared to deal with complex issues. But how to do that?
At Youth Protection, I clearly saw the benefits of professionals being open to other perspectives and disciplines. Since a couple of years, family managers are working together with social psychiatric nurses. This collaboration helped family managers to get better insight in the problems of adults within a family. On the other hand, social psychiatric nurses started to see their clients less as patients, but also as a father or mother. We noticed that, for example, in patient files. Instead of them writing woman, 46 years old, anxiety disorder, it now also says mother of 2 children. This way, adult care and youth care learn from each other. It is so valuable when professionals collaborate. If everyone is open and really listens to one another, they can learn so much from each other's perspectives and backgrounds. At the Athena Institute, we integrate these competencies in our training and education programs, so that other organizations and future professionals can learn from them as well.
The Athena Institute designed university-wide courses. Here, students from various backgrounds and disciplines work together and learn early in their careers the competences that are needed to tackle complex societal issues. Most of our classes do not follow the typical university lecture style. We have hands-on discussion-based sessions in close connections with communities. That means we go to the actual context where these issues are at play in society. There, students work together with various societal stakeholders and researchers to investigate the problems and propose suitable solutions. This way, students learn the required competences in a real-life setting. However, acknowledging and reflecting on your own values, background, and weaknesses will always remain difficult, even when you are young. I noticed that recently again, while teaching a course where you discuss loneliness. I asked each student to bring an article of their choice about this topic. As a result, the economics student brought a piece on the financial cost of loneliness for society. A psychologist highlighted the impact on mental health, and a literature student even brought a poem. All these texts covered the same topic, but the perspectives couldn't have been more diverse. After discussing each text, I asked the students which article they thought contributes most to a solution, and although everyone was very open-minded and interested in each other's views, they all voted for an article of their own discipline.
This illustrates how difficult it is to really value and appreciate the knowledge and perspectives of others, as this example even takes place within the academic world, not to mention the challenges it poses in the whole of society. The most valuable lessons and competencies should be learned with and from local communities and professionals in the field. Therefore, we want students to immerse in different perspectives that may be conflicting and clashing with academic views in general, no matter the discipline.
acquiring the right competencies does not guarantee successful multi-stakeholder processes in practice. For that, we also need to develop environments in which those competencies can be applied and further developed. A living lab is an example of such an environment. That's a network or place where different societal actors get together to learn from each other and jointly think of creative solutions for a specific societal challenge. VeVitaal is one of the living labs that Athena coordinates and studies. In VeVitaal, we investigate how to make the lowland peat meadow area around Amsterdam more sustainable. Farmers, policymakers, NGOs, companies, scientists, students and residents, they devise plans together and directly experiment by putting those plans into practice in the real world. We analyze the results of the experiments to determine together what works, what doesn't and why. By turning creative ideas into concrete solutions together and by reflecting on their process, we build a community. We learn from each other's visions and with that stimulate innovation. This connecting way of working makes it easier to scale up successful ideas to a systemic level.
Researchers themselves also need to learn how to conduct research in dialogue with society. That is why the Athena Institute initiates conversations between scientists and citizens. For example, about how technological developments could shape our future way of reproduction. In this project, we did so by means of an exhibition, designed by Next Nature Network. This exhibition made visitors feel like they were walking into a reproductive clinic in the year 2050. We as researchers played reproductive consultants, and in that role we listened to the experiences of visitors, who we approached as clients. We also explained the fictional innovations to them, such as an artificial womb. For many visitors, the exhibition appeared to be a provocation, which helped them to form an opinion about such developments and put it into words. Many women, for instance, experienced a sense of loss. They told us about the privileged feeling of carrying a baby inside their own body, an experience they would never have wanted to miss. Without the reproductive clinic, this feeling would probably not have surfaced so clearly and with so much emotion. That is exactly why I find it so important to create environments where citizens can really think along with science and technology, and where researchers can actively learn from citizens' perspectives. That's the only way to ensure that science meets the needs of society.
Addressing complex societal issues requires many competencies and a real internalized open-mindedness for all involved, such as professionals, students, citizens and researchers. At the same time, we need to keep on reflecting on our own position, background and the perspective that this brings. Since 1995, I've been working on mapping and training competencies for multi-stakeholder processes, but I still gain new insights during every new project. That's how my colleagues and I also keep on learning, reflecting and improving continuously. There will always be blind spots, because self-reflection, listening and really putting yourself in somebody else's shoes is just difficult for people, for anyone, also for me as a researcher. But as long as we are aware of this, we're open to keep on learning. Sta ik nog steeds op dezelfde plek? Wat fijn. De taart. Lekker! Zien that these projects can then generate different outcomes.
Me do my voice. The voice.